Sixers out of the playoffs. Phillies fucking suck. The murder rate is skyrocketing. Trash collection is late. Fucking sucks being a Phillies fan.
I went down to South Philly to see my mom and dad on Father's Day. Trash was everywhere.
Yeah. Trash don't pick up on time no more, man. It sucks being in Philly right now.
Gas is high.
My trash got picked up today.
Yeah, but you know what? The Sixers are out of the playoffs.
The Sixers trash didn't get picked up.
Yeah. Their trash got picked up on time too, because they are trash. And they got just dropped right off and picked up and dumped.
My yard waste has been out there for a week and a half.
Yard waste, yeah, they're definitely not picking up yard waste.
My yard waste got picked up today as well.
Welcome to not Philadelphia.
Ranges.
Yeah, they just stopped coming on the days they're supposed to.
Yeah. For right now they had just keep having like excuses and it's like trash
Man, fuck
everywhere.
those excuses.
I feel like we had this conversation already, but do you guys have JP Mascaro or whatever?
I don't know what that
The trash collection company?
is. My trash collection company is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Well, that
explains why yours is not getting picked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
The city of Philadelphia picks up my
It's on the
trash.
city.
Yeah.
we have township trash collection, but not recycling. I think we have
Oh, you in
private,
Jersey?
recycling companies.
You in Jersey, you're good.
Oh yeah, my trash has been
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, anyway.
Yo, Phoenix Suns are gonna win it all. Just saying.
Have they lost the game yet? Like, out of the whole playoffs?
Suns in 4. Doesn't that dude have like free tickets for life? The Suns in 4 guy?
Yeah.
If
they
he
beat
beat that dude
somebody
up,
else and then got tickets.
beat some dude up, got tickets. Suns in 4.
Did they sweep the first round series? Are they about to go fo?
They
I don't
could.
know. It doesn't even matter at this
They might have
point.
lost one. And what is the last team that did that? It was the Lakers the year they played us, right?
Yeah, they swept everybody except for the Sixers.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. I guess I'll start. Is now a good time to start?
Yeah. The beat done ran its course.
Oh, the beat done ran its course. Well, it is the Quarterback Factory Show, QBFS episode number 55, and
It's not as suspenseful as that sound effect makes it sound.
no, because I think we all know where I'm going to go with number 55, and that is the Super Bowl hero number 55, BG Brandon Graham.
I'm pretty sure there's a soundbite out there where he says, "Thank you, Quarterback Factory Show."
Yeah, we got to make that happen.
I thought you were going to go Stuart Bradley on me.
No,
Hey,
I wasn't
Matt
gonna
knows
go.
him. Matt knows a guy who knows him. I'm
I know,
gonna
the
see if we can
Lakers
get that
took them to
happen.
Lakers
Yeah,
won
okay.
2 games, so they're not 4-0 in all the series.
Oh, that's right. They faced LeBron.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh
Look.
wait, guys, I'm sorry.
What?
Just before we start the show, I just
It's too late. We already started.
I wrote a haiku about Ben Simmons.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait,
Alright.
can Brendan finish with the intros? So
Yeah,
because I
give
got
us
the
our-
I got the
give us
sound
our-
effects like queued up. If we
You got
don't
the
do it
sound
now, I'm
effects
gonna
queued up?
forget.
all right, cool. Well,
Sorry.
hey, no worries there, Mr. Miyagi.
Start with
Fucking
yourself,
haiku.
Bren.
It's a haiku.
It's
Hard
a
not to get
haiku.
excited about a haiku. You know?
I know, right? All right, Brendan Casey here with you as always. There it is. Not Haircut Thursday.
Sure it isn't.
It's not Grass Cutting Thursday. It's Amazon Prime Thursday.
Ugh. I don't have any sound effects of Jeff Bezos.
That's all right. Just
There was a petition for him to stay in space. I was freaking dying.
Yeah, that's
really.
There's also another petition for him to buy the Mona Lisa and eat it.
I seen that.
It's
What the fuck is
pretty
wrong
funny.
with people, man?
The world we live in, man. It's too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Continue.
girl that's on Mike Missinelli now looks like every woman from South Philadelphia that works at a hospital.
Which one?
The one with brown hair and huge hoop earrings.
There's two. Is it on right now?
No way.
Yeah, the replay from today is on, and I'm looking at it.
Oh, that's the what's her name?
I don't know her name. She just looks like she's from South Philly and is a CNA at the at the now defunct Hahnemann Hospital.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a nurse. All right. Anyway, Brendan
Pure
Casey
face.
here, and with me as always is our Philadelphia sports and technical Jedi Master, Mr. Michael W. Parks Jr., aka Blanco. He's early with the motherfucking lightsaber right there.
My bad.
We got Captain COVID Cricket out there with lots of illumination. Probably get lots of moths out there. How you doing there,
Nah,
Michael?
screened in, man.
Really?
Oh, you're
There he
protected.
is.
Hey,
We got our resident Googler and the author of the Dan Rant, Mr. Two Ends, Two Wells, Dan Wetzel.
Damn, Daniel.
Sporting of the monster hat there, bruh. And then we got Mr. fucking Haiku there. Was it three? It's 3 lines. I forget how many fucking syllables it is.
535
Whatever.
or 353.
All right, for the blogs.
535.
we got Mr.
Well, you could do
Finance
you could do
Sean
323
Palumbo.
too, right? There's different haikus. 323,
I think
535.
so.
All right, so go ahead, Sean. Before we start, let's hear what you got. with your, haiku.
Yeah. Used to write and not speaking. Hinky, oh Hinky, you died for our sins, only for us to get shit on by Ben Simmons.
That's just a regular poem. That's not a haiku.
His left, I don't know.
It's one bar. It's just a bar.
Wait, there's a part due.
Oh, so you have 2 bars. You need a beat.
His lack of a jumper troubles us so.
I think you need a
Oh,
beat.
Ben Simmons, why are you a scared little hoe?
Would you like to do this again to a beat?
No.
He's the cowardly lion.
I'm like the other white.
This is
I'm
a
like
nice beat.
regular white, not Kevin Herter white.
Yeah, he's white bread as hell. Except for
Yeah,
when he goes back to Atlanta after beating the Sixers.
Do you still
yeah,
have
fuck that.
Blanco? Do you still have voicemail saved by any chance?
I do. They're all
Do you
they're
have
all
Ben
still.
Simmons' eyes on there that I did like back. Long
I'd have to search for it, but it's definitely still there. I never deleted anything.
Oh my god. So speaking of Ben Simmons,
Ben Simmons.
where do we
I'll find it,
begin
Dan.
with this, guys? Where do we begin with this? So
We're trading him.
yeah, last Wednesday we were on the show here. We did a live streaming watch party of the Sixers Game 5 against the Hawks, and we were up by 26 points and we blew a 26-point lead. Yeah, that's what happened. We all witnessed it, and then
We're all.
it was almost like the season ended that night. And then we rallied. We went to Atlanta last Friday and we won, pulled out a victory. I was like, all right, well, there's no fucking way that we're going to come home Sunday on Father's Day and lose this series. And we absolutely did.
Hello.
Was that salad fingers?
Sorry. So Dan's got me looking for his old message. And I'm just going through his messages. That's one of them. Go ahead, Brent. I will try not to interrupt you again.
Salad fingers. You know, I'd rather have salad. I'd probably rather have salad
I
fingers.
like rusty
Shooting
spoons.
Sorry, I had to finish that. I didn't finish that one part of the quote. I'm done now. I swear. I promise.
Uh,
Brent's gone. Brent
He
left.
left.
I'm leaving too. I gotta get a beer.
You made him leave.
I like to touch rusty spoons.
That's like one of the OG viral videos. Holy shit, dude.
I think it was like during the peak of like
That was peak YouTube.
when the internet just started.
What was that video with the dude who's like, he's drunk as shit, and then I don't know if like his friends are filming him, but then they put his voice to like a dude like walking in the woods, I think, and he's just saying random shit like, "What are you, the king of knots, tying knots? Fuck you."
Never
Oh,
heard that.
fuck.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh shit! It's the lizard.
Yes, the lizard. That's what
The
it was.
lizard dude. Oh fuck no! It's like no. Oh
I
shit!
like to touch them. The feeling of rust
Sorry, Brent.
against my face.
You okay, Brent?
Yeah.
Salad Fingers was disturbing.
Someone wants a major acid.
Oh yeah.
Like major acid.
Yeah, Biggie was just saying this back in the days, like the cusp of the internet, with all it wasn't the cusp of the internet, it was the cusp of the Flash animations, man. Oh my God.
I know.
This program called Flash that people would make
Drinking out of
animations
cups.
with, man.
That's what it's called.
Drinking
Yo,
out
I
of
got
cups.
it. Biggie, I got it. I'll play it in a second, and I'll let you know.
Dude, it's hilarious.
All
Sorry.
right.
Onward.
You ready?
Spiraling.
You ready
Early.
real quick?
Onward.
Oh, that's the fucking game. Hold on, I got it.
Brendan left again. He's like, I'm out of here. And he's
What's
back.
you guys doing?
Sorry, you got me going through all your shit now, Dan. I'm wondering when that happened.
What is this? Oh, I'm king of the trees. I'm the tree meister.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Product I like to
I'm
see.
already dying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. This guy's a faggot. Guy's some sort of faggot Indian in the teepee.
Oh, I found the message, Dan. We'll play it later, though. We'll play it
Let's say
later.
that in 2021.
It's time they go to him. Bullshit.
Oh, shit.
Bullshit. This woman's such a bitch.
Brandon.
Miss Sand. Drinking out of cups. Yeah, bitch.
Drinking out of cups.
I better have fist. I better have Fedalesk.
I'm sending it to the Telegram chat so you can watch it on your own time, too.
That's it. That was one of them too. That was really like.
Yeah, I think the dude is apparently just obliviated, like, by alcohol, drugs, whatever, and his friends are just filming him talking, and this is what he's talking about, and then somebody put it to a lizard's body, and the lizard's talking.
That's
And
great.
it's fucking
I didn't know it was
hysterical.
like that.
That's
Do any of
great.
you guys remember the it's like all black and white video? It's the black dude, and he's like, I met this girl at the mall. He's like, she was trying on skirts. He's like, bitch, you got a boyfriend?
Oh, I think I do remember that. That sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah, that sounds mad familiar.
I went down a rabbit hole, dude. I went down a whack pack rabbit hole with old Howard Stern, like Beetlejuice and
Wow.
Gary the R word, and dude, holy shit. Dude, Prime Beetlejuice is the best. It's not even close. It's so
Pretty
funny,
amazing
dude.
stuff. There is definitely a rabbit hole you can go. There's many rabbit holes you can find your way down on the internets.
In the interwebs.
Brandon.
Brendan. Sorry, Brendan just left because we went off track. He's
We went on
probably-
a tangent.
Maybe
Does Brendan have a professional microphone sitting in front of him? What is this?
this is chair.
You still haven't found Ben Simmons' eyes?
Yeah, I did find it. I gotta find it again because I switched to Windows and I gotta scroll down again. But I did find it. Yep.
Got it.
We might as well hear it. Brandon's gone.
You said
So-
you switched to Windows? What were you running before? Linux?
Oh no, it's on my Android phone. I switched to the other app. I switched back to the meme soundboard app, and then I switched back, and then it started at the beginning. I just scrolled. I'm gonna play it right now.
This one goes out to all the cool cat and kittens and Philly's finest, Ben Simmons.
This is perfect.
January 27th.
His shot may not be gold. His shot comes in surprise. Shots are always cold. He's got Ben Simmons' eyes. He'll pass the ball to you. He won't have to think twice. He's pure not to drive or take a shot. He's got Ben Simmons' eyes. And he'll tease you. He'll unease you. Score a triple double just to please you. He's apathetic and doesn't want to charge the paint or take the shot and pass the ball. He's got Kendall Jenner's size. He got Ben Simmons'
All
need
that's
a-
true.
We need a professional recording of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Dan, you should come over and do the professional recording on my professional microphone.
All right, we'll drink some beers and we'll do it.
Yep. I gotta find the instrumental, I guess.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to find. So.
Hello, Brendan.
Welcome back to the Quarterback Factory Show. We are your hosts, and we're back from commercial break. How's it going, Brent? Everything all right? Oh, you got dinner. That's what happened.
Got some fine pie here.
You got some pie?
American as shit.
Some pie? What kind? Apple?
It's got to be apple if it's American. With
Nice.
with a fucking slice of American cheese on top.
Oh God.
That's fucking American,
you
bro.
gotta melt some. You gotta melt some vanilla ice cream on top of this gum.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Feel me there.
Feels you. Ja feel.
All right.
Ja feel.
We restarting?
No, we're just gonna continue on.
Yeah, but you gonna act like none of this ever happened. Keep
Ben,
on pushing.
did you hear the Ben Simmons eyes segment again?
All right.
Yes. Dan's gonna do it.
We're gonna
do a real recording in the studio.
we're gonna mint that into TikTok, the TikTok.
And then we're gonna make an
TikToks.
NFT out of it.
That's right.
Nice.
Then we're gonna sell
All
it.
right. So anyway, we are in sports hell. I think we can all agree. I mean, what do we have? We are in absolute hell. That picture I posted earlier, Will Smith crying, saying, "Please help."
I used it as our intro graphic. It's a very excellent meme.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's awful. It's an awful, awful fucking meme, but only because of the circumstances. It's a great meme. It's a great idea, and it definitely depicts our scenario perfectly.
Satan
us.
has our soul. He owns it.
Hold on, I got a sound effect for that.
Somewhere.
Yep. That's what he's doing right now. Down in hell. Just fondling our souls away. Not even caring.
He doesn't even call us anymore because he knows we know. He knows
No.
we know.
I mean, I was so overrun with different emotions through the whole thing. And I texted you guys when it all went down Sunday, and I think, Dan, you agree with me. I wasn't even angry, or I was just sad. That was the only thing that we were really clutching onto that could give us any kind of hope for any kind of significant run at a championship. And they blew it again. They choked.
Spectacularly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait, you mean
I
you're
don't
not
want to
excited
say
to watch 500 Phillies baseball?
no.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. I was excited to watch some Phillies baseball. Subsequently, it was like my denial. But then, of course, it's like, the same thing over and over again. When you shoot heroin, it's the same result every fucking time.
Yeah.
That's a wild comparison. but-
Yeah.
I mean, he does live 5 minutes from K&A, so he knows. He knows.
mean, I do have some shit on video that I do post on YouTube, but I won't share that channel here. But I will say this. If Philly sports, if there is a comparison to that thing here that we have that is Philly sports emotions, the only thing
Yeah.
I can compare it to is the epidemic that is heroin.
Yeah.
The way it's up and down.
It's poignant. It is. It's you get a temporary, you get that temporary high where it's like, oh yeah, and then you're dope sick because Ben Simmons decides to, act like a
And the
fucking
dope sickness is the majority of the time you
Yeah.
spend. That euphoria that you get is only a glimpse. It's only I got it, and then you're just chasing it, and you're never gonna get it again.
No, it's an overwhelming, it's a sickening feeling. Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree it's just this thing. We're angry. We're literally going through all the stages of loss and just like remorse through everything. The fact that, and I don't want to say it to just be like super like negative and like, but I didn't want to say it before, but after they lost game one like that, like they were in fucking trouble from there. They were absolutely in trouble from there. Like game one, like you came out and they took them lightly. The Hawks came out, and what did I say? Like before that series even started, with Embiid not playing, I'm like, he has to fucking play. He has to play. I'm like, you have to take game one at home in a series. You cannot fall down 0-1. And he played, and guess what? They still fucking lost. They came out and started gunning, and I think it was Dan, you texted in the group, you were like, yeah, the Hawks are not the fucking Wizards. I'm like, no, they're not. And they gunned, and
That big wake up call
came
for
back,
them, but they didn't wake up.
You lost. You lost game one on your home court when you were probably, I think they were like a 7 or 8 favorite. Mm-hmm. So from there, it was a battle from there. Right there, I think right there, the Hawks took their heart, and they were shook from there on. And they didn't know what the fuck to do. And, it's their own fucking fault. So many other factors came into it. It might be like mismanagement by Doc Rivers and a lot of people not stepping up and not playing their roles and not coming through. And you want to talk about Ben and free throws and Tobias and Shake's 14 minutes and 14 points and Maxey coming in and, making a huge impact right away and then benching them and the rotation and George Hill. You might as well have been playing Grant Hill out there and 50 years old rather than fucking George Hill because he probably would have been more effective. But
there's definitely a share of the blame, I think. I know what you're saying.
There's a lot to blame to go around. And look, Joel Embiid was the MVP of the league. He can't do it all on his own. And the way this league is set up these days, you can't run your entire franchise and your superstar and your number one scorer as a center. You just
not
can't.
Without a complimentary piece.
It's not the NBA. Like Shaq had Kobe, and that's huge. Like Dirk Nowitzki and fucking Jason Kidd. So
Tim Duncan and Ginobili and
exactly.
I think it goes to show, really. The 3 best centers in the league, Embiid, Jokic, and Gobert, all 3 of them didn't make it out of the second round. Yeah, that's telling.
Look at these teams.
The teams are centered around them.
Look at the teams that are in it right now. The Final Four is the Suns, the Clippers, the Bucks, and the Hawks.
They all have elite perimeter players.
I can kind of blame this on Golden State.
I thought you were going to say blame it on Brett Brown.
I thought you were going to blame it on the rain.
On the rain.
I thought you were going to blame it on the boogie.
Looking at the Phoenix Suns and the Clippers, there's really not that huge big man that's really on each team.
Yeah, but
the Suns have what's his name?
The Suns. How many former Sixers do the Suns have? They got the former assistant coach under Brett Brown. They got
Dario.
They got Dario, and they got
Michael Bridges, who we traded on draft night for Zaire.
Should have been a Sixer, and we got. Don't they got somebody else? Maybe not. I don't know. But Dario's beasting it, obviously. Super Dario.
I don't know about you guys, but this entire series, that 26-point blown lead loss and just the entire, I think that this definitely has to rank up there with one of the most disappointing and choke artist of a series and games in Philadelphia sports history.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, last game at the Vet, that's one.
I haven't been this upset since the NFC Championship game against the Panthers when Donovan threw 3 picks and we mustered, 9 points?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
3.
That was bad.
It's like talk about a team that just played the opposite of how they normally play. And that's kind of exactly what happened here.
Like even 08 against the Cardinals, the way the game broke was upsetting, but as a whole, we were 5-7 or 5-8 at one point, and we rallied and got into the playoffs, or 5-7, whatever. And we made a run to the NFC title game.
They were up too in 4 minutes left, maybe.
Yeah, Quentin, who was it? Quentin Demps. Was it Quentin Demps that let that Larry Fitz ball go over his head?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm pretty sure that was Dawkins, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't say that.
I know. I didn't want to.
This loss, I mean, this whole thing, it definitely, like in football comparisons, would definitely be Carolina. But as far as like series, it would have to be the 2011 Phillies, like one bloody nil. I think that it's just like you are great. Your team is great. Your players are great.
100-game
You
winner.
are way better than this team you are playing, and you fucking blew it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the term "better team" was thrown out a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm not so sure they are, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
the
well,
Sixers.
with the way,
Yo, I
how
saw them go
often
into
did we
Milwaukee
see the
last night and
Sixers?
win.
The Sixers have done this to us many times, though. They've done this plenty of times over the past few years.
Yeah, and that's
where
why
even during the regular season, it's like, yeah, they have a stretch where like, oh yeah, they're clearly the best team we've ever seen in our lives, and then they'll come out and stink it up like that, and they do that multiple times. They're kind of like the Phillies offense to be in a sense. The Phillies offense will come out and do some. They'll put some numbers up and then they'll lose 3-1. Like Dan said to me earlier, I think I have that tidbit, Dan. I've recorded that and I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna act like I stole it too.
There are a lot of parallels between even this Sixers team and this current rendition of the Phillies team. Like we can't. They have trouble putting together a full team performance on both ends of the spectrum.
But they've consistently been like that. So like, are they great? Like I feel like the problem is people have been telling them that they've been great for 4 or 5 years when they're really not great. They haven't shown to be great.
And that's a big reason I put this on.
I say fuck them.
I put a lot of this, on. Obviously, Ben is the scapegoat. Not the scapegoat. He deserves it. He deserves all of it. But I put a lot of this on Glenn. I'm not calling him DOC. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, no, we don't do that no more.
Yeah, I put a lot of this on Glenn, man. Coach Rivers, whatever the hell you want to call him. How are you going to just the parallels between Girardi and Rivers are crazy. You have a championship winning coach who has has these accolades and everything, and he's supposed to come in and he's supposed to change the culture and change the shortcomings of the last manager and clean this up. And then in Game 7, after Tyrese Maxey pretty much saves the season for you in Game 6, he gets 12 minutes. Meanwhile, George Hill played 25 minutes, and you could have put one of us out there, and we would have made a similar impact.
Yep.
Is George Hill the Hector Neris?
No. Ben
Hector Neris is on his own level.
And Sean, to your point, Game 7, you didn't play Shake Milton a minute of the game.
Yeah.
And you just decided to throw him in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. Just ice cold. Toss him in. Why not? And you got a 10-man rotation in an elimination Game 7?
Yeah, why? Who are you resting? For what?
You're fired.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to anything he did.
Anybody not named Joel Embiid of our regular, 7 guys should have been out there for 40-plus minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to compare, but Durant, when they win that overtime game, dude, he played 53 minutes.
Yeah,
Dude didn't sit once. And the game before that, he played all 48 and had triple-double. It's like, that's dudes that know how to win. That's dude who is a gunner, who's a killer, who's putting it all on the line.
That's dudes who have size 27 feet.
Our 7'1", 300-pound center playing on one good knee to play all 48 minutes. But Ben and Harris and even Curry should have been out there for at least 42 to 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Minimum. And there was absolutely no reason
Harris is absolutely a fucking
that.
problem in this playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely.
That dude balled out.
Curry, he's the only person I want to keep.
We were saying it.
Only person
before.
I don't even want to keep Embiid,
They
but
got to the playoffs. There was no hype of them going into the number 1 seed, and they beat a terrible Washington team. And we thought everything was all dandy and fine.
This is one
Harris
of
is getting a pass.
this is one of the reasons why I don't like Embiid.
It's disappointing because they pulled it in the regular season too. They were like they would have a couple of games they would win and they would lose horribly to some team that had a losing record, and then it just carried on from the regular season. And we got into the hype of having some playoff basketball and I think we lost it.
Meanwhile, the Hawks stock is rising, man. They look like they're on the up and up. They're the buy low, sell high team. But this what you're saying there, Dan, is kind of like it's the reason why I don't like Embiid. I'm actually out on Embiid. I know Embiid played on a torn meniscus, and he obviously is the best player we have, and that's 100% true. But I'm out on him. I don't want him anymore. I'm done with him because the reason why I'm done with him is because it's that mentality of having the 1 seed and having everything. You expect everything to be. He expects everything to be given to him, and that's the mentality of the entire Sixers, and that's literally starts with him. Starts with him, and I'm done with him.
League, though, man.
I'm done with
the
him.
NBA in general is just so like they're just a bunch of entitled brats. Like really,
absolutely. There's definitely.
But if Embiid had a running mate,
I'm definitely out on the NBA because I don't watch the rest of the NBA because of that shit. It's fucking annoying. Ben Simmons is definitely a fucking baby boy. Get the fuck out.
There's so much money in it.
Embiid, yeah, he's fucking really good. He's got this really good talent, but fuck him because that's why.
Ben Simmons is the kid that was always so much bigger and more athletic than everybody else from the time he was yay high playing rec ball, and he never ever got better. And the problem is that he was always so much more athletic than everybody, and this and that, and they were calling him the next Magic Johnson when he was 16 years old, and you had all these people kissing his ass that he never once thought, man, maybe I have to improve this part of my game consistently. And the second that he got any blowback and said, yo, like your lack of this is inhibiting our team, he went into a shell because he doesn't know how to get criticized. He doesn't know how to get coached up.
I'm 100% out on Ben. If I'm out on Embiid, I'm definitely out on Ben. Everybody on this team can go. Like I'm saying, I'm not exonerating anybody. Maybe Curry, but still, at the same time,
all I gotta say,
fuck everybody.
It was the right pick at the right time, but it failed. Okay, it's done.
I think it's over. I think the peak of Embiid is over. I think we've hit his peak. I don't think he's going to be as good as he was this year. I think it's all downhill from here.
I think
it's all downhill from here.
I'm not worried about Embiid, man.
My emotions are flying, bro.
Your 7-1 center cannot be the focal point of your offense. He can't. I mean, you can feed him. He can still put those numbers up, but he needs that secondary option. And with a player like Ben, you've seen it 50 times this series where Ben's man would literally cheat 8 feet off of him. Every time the double team came to Embiid, guess whose man was coming towards him? Ben. Every time they called a double team on Embiid, it was Ben's guy leaving. Because even if Embiid sees the double team, kicks it out at perfect timing, Ben ain't going to shoot that ball. And then whoever is down low in the paint, he has enough time to get over because Ben don't shoot the ball no more than 2 feet away from the rim.
I would love to see them get rid of Ben and get somebody who is the complete opposite of Ben.
Get somebody that's willing to pull that
helps this team or whatever.
All right, so
I would love to see that, but
Toby deserves more hate. He's getting lucky because of how good he played in the Wizards series, and that the box score shows that he averaged 21-7 this series, but he did it on.
What I don't understand about Toby is like the some of the games against the Hawks. I'm not going to talk about any other game except for against the Hawks because he disappeared against the Hawks. But there was, I think, maybe one game. It might have been the end of the game 1 and also in game 2 because we had. That was when probably the only time in the series when we dominated. The end of game 1 when we came back from all those points behind. And in game 2, when we actually dominated them, and it was like, after game 2, we were like, yeah, we're going to gentleman sweep them. Toby was absolutely a factor there. Toby was using his size and ability to just dominate and make some simple baskets because of his size. And where the fuck did that go? Where did that go?
He made Verdi
disappear like the monster.
Yeah, disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I know I'm throwing shade on Embiid, and I want to throw shade on everybody though. Embiid, I will say this: I want to throw some shade on Embiid just because he is the focal point of our team. But I'm throwing shade on everybody except for Curry, obviously.
Outside of Curry, and outside like Embiid and Curry are at the very bottom of the blame list as a whole. I mean, it's you got to go through Ben.
I'm willing to get rid of everybody.
You got to go through Toby. You got to go through you got to go through a lot. Matisse, Matisse was getting cooked, bro. Even when they were switching him on the Gallinari and Herder, he was getting cooked.
and when he fucking fouled Herder, that was definitely the end of the game. When he hit Herder in the head, it was like, all right, there it is. That ended the game right there. When there was possible chance for us to come back.
But the sad part is that we never even that game 7 shouldn't have been a thing. You lose an 18 and a 26-point lead.
Oh yeah. When we lost that 26-point lead, it was definitely over. I didn't have hopes for that. Even after we won the game 6 and took it to game 7, I was watching game 7 like whatever. We're losing. We fucking suck. I knew this was happening. Once we lost that last one, that 26-point lead, I was pretty much out. Because even if we did win in game 7, I'm thinking to myself like, man, we're not doing shit. This team ain't doing shit. The way they're playing against the Hawks, they're not doing shit. I was already out on them by that point.
And it's an old boxing adage, styles make fights, and I think we match up a lot better against a team like the Bucks. But regardless of how well the matchup is, if we played like that, we would have gotten our asses kicked.
I don't even care about the matchup because the Sixers don't match up well against themselves. It's the Sixers. I know that's an excuse. It sounds like an excuse, but it's not. I'm not trying to use it as an excuse. But the Sixers they beat themselves and they suck. And I don't want to take anything away from the Hawks. They deserve that win. They played their asses off. They played their hearts out. They played to their abilities, and the Sixers did not.
Kids came in with no pressure. No pressure. They played fast and loose, man, and it worked.
And Trae Young, I heard all this shit about Trae Young, and you know what? That dude misses a lot. Yeah, he makes some long threes. That dude almost gave us the series because how much he misses. Like he didn't hit his first bucket until like the fourth quarter one game or like the third quarter or some shit like that.
He started off 1 of 12.
I know he's good, but I feel like he's definitely a liability for the Hawks. But that's neither here nor there. But the Sixers fucking suck. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but that's the same thing we want from Ben. Is if he takes shots and he misses, it's okay, but he just doesn't want to do it at all. So kind of sucks.
Nah, Ben sucks. Fuck him.
All right. Well,
Ben was just listening to us the whole time, like. All right. Well.
Anyway,
back to baseball.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball.
No.
Sort of. No, as far as I say that they don't have enough. They don't have enough talent. They don't. I think it's almost like a fake. It's almost like a fake talent. Everybody said that they were a fake number 1 seed, which they were, but they weren't in a way. But like. Just the way they're constructed, they don't. If they were the way they were in like 1999, they would be like fucking dominant. But that's just not the way the NBA is today. You need perimeter scores. You need perimeter scores, but you like
So you're saying if Embiid was 6 foot tall and could handle the ball like a fucking maniac and score at will, is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, the closest comparison they make to Embiid is Hakeem Olajuwon, who, won a championship with the Rockets. But they
also surrounded him with shooters.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid is definitely special as far as his athletic ability. He's not like Hakeem Olajuwon was lanky as shit and a pure center. Embiid doesn't really play like a center, even though he's as big as a center. Embiid. We all know. I don't want to talk good about Embiid in this podcast. Stop making me talk good. I don't want to talk good about anybody on the Sixers right now. Stop it. Go ahead. Continue, please.
They don't. They have fake superstars. That's what they are.
That's the same thing.
Yeah,
they
don't have enough talent, and the talent they do have doesn't have enough heart. Plain and simple.
Tyrone
100%.
Mike Smith was just talking about it, and he was like, this doesn't work with just Embiid. Ben was supposed to be the Magic to his Kareem, was supposed to be the Penny to his Shaq. It doesn't work. Like, no matter how
all those Magic comparisons were there.
It doesn't work unless you have a complimentary guard.
Yeah.
And speaking
And
of
look-
those two guys, neither of them could shoot when they came into the league, and they learned how.
Yeah.
But-
And not to take
I
anything
digress.
away from like the guys on the Sixers, but Curry's he's a great player. He had a really good series. He balled out and he did a lot more than I thought he was capable of doing. And he really impressed me. But he's not your go-to guy.
No,
Put it like this. Break it down like this.
he's your complimentary scorer.
Games games tied. Game
On a really
line.
good team, he comes off the bench.
I did. Yup.
I don't want to shit on our bench too much. I feel like we did have better bench play this year than the previous year, but
And it
Still
seems like
wasn't good enough.
they
there's
tried
still
that-
there's still room
Still
for
wasn't
something
good
there.
enough.
There's definitely a lot of inconsistency there.
I don't think anybody. I also don't think anybody's realizing the loss that was Danny Green, because you have a consistent 3-point.
Yeah,
Even
we
though he
were all
wasn't shooting
shitting on
much,
him when he was in, and then
he's a threat to shoot the three anytime he gets the ball in his hands, and he's a good defender.
yeah.
And you know what I mean. We had to shuffle the deck. Furkan had.
I don't think I heard anybody mention that actually,
Yeah, Cork had to play a lot more minutes than he should.
which
You're
I
taking
hate. I
Matisse-
hate
yeah,
that guy.
You're taking Matisse's flexibility away because you can plug and play Matisse at two, maybe even three different positions. Small ball 4 or 2 or 3 off of the bench. You really kind of threw a wrench in things when Danny Green went down, and I don't know if it would have been enough to change the series, because when you have 15 plus turnovers in 2 different games, and then you blow an 18 and a 26-point lead in 2 other games. I mean, bro, you had 16 or 17 in game 7, and you had 15 or 16 in game 1, and then games 4 and 5, you blew an 18 and a 26-point lead.
So that's
You
three.
deserve to win that series.
Perfect point there. So that's 3 of your starters played. Fuck it. You didn't have Danny Green. Tobias played fucking terrible.
Uh-huh.
He played so bad. The shots he missed. Like
Oh my
he didn't
God.
play his post
Layups,
up positions. He
Bias.
we're blaming Ben
Yeah.
a lot on this. Tobias had a shitty.
Yeah, and how many
ass
times did he
missed
get blocked?
layups. He missed his.
He got
he'll make
snuffed
one
so
three
many
out of
times. So
nowhere,
much.
and we would be like, okay.
How tall is he?
Tobias is an issue.
7.
Is an issue.
6'7", like 6'7" or 6'8", right? 6'7", still.
6'9".
Yeah, he's
Toby?
big. He's not small. And the Hawks are not big. The Hawks are not
The Hawks
big.
are a small team.
Yeah, they're not big. Like when Toby had that small window of dominance versus the Hawks, like I said, it was only at the end of game 1 and probably part of game 2. He was dominating with his size, and it was like, oh yeah, if Toby can dominate with his size, everybody on this team can dominate with their size. And I don't know, but he only did that for a small window, and then like even against the Wizards, I think he got blocked a bunch of times, but he still had good games against the Wizards, but he was getting blocked a lot, like abnormally a lot. He got blocked.
Yeah, he got
That's
scared.
that goes
and
on
he missed
Glenn,
that
dude.
easy
That
ass
goes on
layup when he got
Rivers.
scared too. It's like
Yeah.
Doc
Yeah.
needed-
I don't even
Doc
want
was
to talk
just
about
letting
that.
he doesn't
That
do
from the
shit.
outside.
He just let him go with like 5 straight missed shots. Like,
Yeah. And he was just letting him chuck it from the outside, dude. Like when Toby was going well in the series, and the 1.5 games that out of the 7 that he played well, he was using his size and that like little turnaround fadeaway, just that little like 12-foot mid range. You know what I mean? Because he
That's
was
money.
using his body against inferior defenders.
Oh, yeah.
But Glenn was making no adjustments, dude. He wasn't drawing anything up. It's like he literally was like, you know what? I got these guys here, and I got these guys starting. Just go fucking play.
Yeah,
Just go
Look,
fucking
I'll tell you.
yeah.
Look, here's what's wrong with this team. Summed up right now. You ready? Tie game. 3 seconds left. Who you giving the ball to shoot?
Yeah.
Win the game.
Curry, who can't even get his own shot. He has to have something set up for him. And
Right? Who you got?
legit.
Because because you know what? It can't be him. He's your number one scorer, and it can't be your center. You can't run it through like that.
Mm-mm. No, because they're just literally
That's what's
they're
wrong
gonna rush to
with this
double
team.
him.
That's why I said there's fake superstars on this team. Tobias, they tried to force it that he is this max player superstar. He's not. Ben Simmons is a superstar, but he can't shoot. So
Ben Simmons is
fake,
not a
you're,
superstar.
You're fake
that
too.
is rescinded.
Seth
And it was
Curry,
never even there. It was
he's
fake.
got
Lots of
he's
threes.
done. Yeah.
Danny Green, very nice player. Seth Curry, nice player.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need nice. We don't
Hey,
need
look,
nice here.
the best
We
thing
need
about
killers.
Ben Simmons' game is his defense, and he didn't even win Defensive Player of the Year, so fuck him.
And I don't care what anybody says, and everybody bust my balls about it too. But you know who wasn't nice?
Who
And you know
bust your
was
balls?
a killer? Jimmy fucking Butler.
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't think anybody busted your balls about that. Nobody did. Just whenever you said it, everybody was like, "Yeah, that sucked. We don't want to talk about it because it was bad.
Yeah,
we don't
listen,
want to talk
Isn't
about
it
that right now.
true?
We want to see how this season plays out."
Jimmy's main reason for not being here is the main reason why.
He was a killer.
Ben's
How many
playing
games
Call of
did he
Duty
win
right
for us
now.
coming in the clutch
Yeah,
that year?
Jimmy was a killer,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
He was a killer. He was a dog.
He's the only killer we've seen in I don't know how many years.
Hit
They
the
were like,
same
you know
guy.
what, Brett? He doesn't get along with Brett, and he pushes Ben Simmons too much.
Yeah, and Ben Simmons is about to be gone, and Brett already is gone.
You
So
know
there
what?
you
I don't
go.
blame Jimmy for being like, well, fuck you. You're all a bunch of vaginas. I'm out of here.
Same thing with JJ Redick. JJ was out because you had dudes that were playoff tested, leaders, veterans in this league that were sitting here like, what the fuck? Do you think that if we had Jimmy Butler and JJ Redick as opposed to Ben and Toby, do you think that we would have do you think we would beat the Hawks? I do. I sure
Yeah.
as fuck do.
There's certain players you have to have on your team that are going to go out there and be like, nah, we ain't going out like this.
Yeah.
Kobe was like that. Kobe was just like, nah, we ain't fucking losing. I don't give a fuck. I'm going out and rip your heart out. Kobe's
Embiid's
like
not
that.
like that.
Jimmy Butler's like that. And I'm sorry, but LeBron's
Nobody
like
on the
that
current
too.
Sixers is like that.
Damian
Yeah,
Lillard.
no one.
Nobody.
Damian Lillard.
It showed too in Game 7 when the Hawks were up 1 and they were in the timeout before Opie got fouled by Tease. When they showed both benches, they panned to the Sixers and everybody's just like,
Mhm.
and they panned to the Hawks.
We're number
and, like,
one
everybody's
seed
like,
though.
Let's go. Like they were hype as shit, and the Sixers are just sitting there playing with their fucking dicks.
We're number
Like,
one seed though.
down by 1 point. Like, come on, man. Down by 1 point. Game's not over.
Yeah, and I think that's
got
the
no
big
heart.
problem, and that has to be addressed in this offseason. Look, whether you keep Ben Simmons or not, you can't run it back like this because guess what? The Hawks are going to get better. They're not getting worse, but they're going to get better. All these other teams are going to get better. You think Brooklyn is going to be like, oh, we're just content with going out in the second round after that fucking team that they bought? No. And Milwaukee is probably going to be Milwaukee and the Suns, and all these teams are just going to get better. And you can't run it back with what you have because it doesn't work. You've tried different rosters every year from the 2018 to 2019 to 2020 in the bubble to this year. You keep running it back with, we got our 3 guys. We got Embiid and Ben and Tobias, and then we surround them with a bunch of average guys. But guess what? You already got a bunch of average guys out there that are role players. You don't have superstars. You look at these other teams, like the fucking Suns. It's Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Like right there. There's your fucking perimeter. Your point guard and 2 guard. Like,
Super Dario is more of
and
a
then you
killer
got-
than
and-
anybody on
and-
the Sixers right now.
And Mikal Bridges is out there too. And the Clippers, they're in. Who you got? Paul George, you got Kawhi Leonard. 2 dominant
I
all-stars.
can't believe
superstars in the
we
league.
let go of Mikal Bridges. I still can't believe that we did that. I remember when that happened, and I was like, "Why? Why?" And I knew
He is a baller.
the Homer in me, wanted to
yeah.
keep him because obviously from Villanova and all that. But and now even retrospectively, it's like, damn, we still should have kept him.
No, it's fucking.
So how do the
it's
Sixers
ridiculous.
get better? How do they can't get rid of Harris? No one's going to take his
Nah,
contract.
we're not going to get any. Harris is more valuable to us here, even with that contract, than he would be in any type of trade.
No, you keep Harris and he does his role, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but is his role a max player?
But-
I mean,
I mean,
Y'all just
I
talked
mean,
about how
He's really good until the playoffs. So once it
you
comes
can't
playoff
take that money
time, just
back,
bench
and
his
guess
ass.
what? All the other teams, they watch the games too, and they see what he does, and they're not going to pay him. They're not going to take on that contract with all that money.
yeah.
You have to.
Harris can be, if Harris is legitimately your third option, then yeah. But he can't. He doesn't have
That's
that.
what he is. He's your third scoring option. You have your number one scoring option is Embiid, which is your center, which is already wrong. Then you don't have a number two scorer. You don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, for me, it's like, I think it's time to break up the 1-2 punch of Embiid and Ben. We gave Ben way too long. 5 years, was it 5 years now, and he hasn't changed. So
Way too long.
I'm just, they need to break them two up. That's why.
Yeah, he
that's
literally
why
has not progressed at all.
I
If
can
anything,
live
he might have
with Tobias.
regressed.
Yeah.
Tobias,
Yep.
if we can keep Seth and if we get Danny Green, I think that's, have a good 5 with Embiid and then somebody plugging in. I know we're not going to get Lillard, but it's like, I don't know. They need to bring somebody in for the fifth piece. And then maybe, I'm sick of being mediocre. Like, I'm not content as a fan anymore with these Philly teams. Like I said in the text messages about being 1 or 2 round punch outs. I know we went through a lot where our teams were good and they lost in big games, but we're getting decades of 1-2 rounds and we're out. It's getting really old. We're too good of a fan base to not get a dominant team. I miss that. We need a dominant team. So hopefully breaking up Ben and Embiid.
They were supposed to be. The Sixers team was supposed to be that team. but
we didn't.
But he's gonna work on his free throws though.
Like when they got the number 1 seed, there was no excitement. It's crazy. Nobody was given them anything when they got the number 1 seed. It was just like crickets. Probably.
I think we all kind of knew that this is how the NBA is, man. And if you don't have a dominant presence on the perimeter, you're not going to win the chip.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's true. And it's like, me personally, with the emergence of Maxey throughout this year looking so good, I'm not even so pressed in swapping Ben for another point guard, so to speak. I would love – my dream scenario is obviously Dame Lillard, but we would probably need to give up our first-round draft picks for the next 6 years.
That's
and
fine.
toss them something.
It's fine.
And toss them something else.
Well, you got to try something.
Do it.
I mean, it's like I said, I'm done being the team that just keeps getting knocked
I
out.
personally, I would
Is
be
get
okay
rid
with
get rid of Ben
1-for-1
Simmons?
swap. With like Levine, you want to bring in like a 2 guard that can score from all 3 levels. Trade Ben for
Yes.
Zach Levine. Insert Maxey as your starting point guard. You got to have the luxury of bringing Curry off the bench. You can bring Danny Green back on a veterans minimum contract because we have Curry for the next 2 years.
Yep.
On a really friendly deal.
That was a hell of a deal.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. But you bring him in, you do the 1-for-1 swap, and then you're sitting there, and see what this team looks like when you got a kid like Maxey who ain't afraid to pull the trigger, and a guy like Levine who can score from all 3 levels.
Yeah. Maxey doesn't have the best shot, but he can score. That's
He
great.
has that,
He hit
he has
fouls.
that run-in floater.
Hit throws.
And it's he plays with fire, man.
He
does.
attacks the rim too. For as small as he is, he really attacks the rim. Like he may not come up, but he'll get the foul sometimes, and sometimes he'll drop something in on somebody way bigger than him. And I'm like, damn, Maxey balls bigger than he is.
And listen, when Maxey and what you would call it, Maxey, might be a smaller guy, a little bit of a liability on defense, but hustle goes a long way, as we saw with TJ
I
McConnell.
don't care about defense anymore.
Processor, the kid just hustles his ass off on every play, and so
I was gonna mention his name, but I thought you guys wouldn't want me to do that. But I was gonna say him as another person who's a fucking killer, more than a killer than anybody on this team right now. He may be benched guy, coming off the bench guy, but he's a motherfucking killer, and I ain't never seen no hustle in the Sixers ever since I have not seen TJ McConnell fire in any of the Sixers players since he left.
Maxey.
I see some of it in Maxey.
I would say, Maxey is definitely the closest thing to that, absolutely.
And I think if that kid can keep
Or
his
the
aggression
only thing
and
closest to
continue
that.
to work on his shot, who cares if he's not a great defender? Ideally, if you have Danny Green, Tease, and
Fuck
Joel
defense.
Embiid on the floor, you can hide him.
Fuck defense.
You know, you
I don't
bring in
even
a
want
true
defense anymore.
threat to score, like a 25-point per game type of player. You know what I'm saying? Like to complement that lineup. You know, if Tobias Harris and Seth Curry turn into scoring options 3 and 4, and you have, you know, Embiid and a legit 25-point per game like perimeter player, this changes the whole complexion of the team.
Yeah.
It really
I'm willing
does.
to see that. I'm willing to see that if we get way better scoring options and we get rid of Ben, and obviously we're going to lose defense from that, but obviously that doesn't even matter because how good is Ben's defense and we still fucking suck. So
Yeah. Hold on. Actually,
I'm willing to see that out. You know, obviously my emotions are high. I'm down on the whole team. I say fuck everybody. I say
Here you
fuck
go.
everybody.
You ready?
But
This is how great Ben's defense has. Great Ben's defense.
he didn't even win Defensive Player of the Year. He fucking sucks.
Ben had, in total, over a 7-game series, a +2. That's what Ben was. A +2.
Yeah, he
Like,
even reverted
that's
on
not-
defense. He's a little bitch.
You ain't elite, bud. Sorry. I don't care how good your fucking defense is. And in total, Ben Simmons' numbers, I was just, you know, I'm a masochist, I guess. Ben Simmons' numbers in
Defense
the
doesn't get you
second
past the
round.
second round. In
Ben's numbers in the second round: 11 points per game, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and a robust 41% from the line.
Don't get me
Damn,
started on
I'm
rebounds.
shocked he averaged 11 points.
Yeah, me too, kind of.
Yeah.
I thought that was like his totals for the series.
No, that's Ben
Yeah.
in the second round over his
This
career
is
so far.
totals.
11
That
points.
goes
That-
to show
the
me
totals
that-
would make more sense if that was his total.
Yeah.
That would actually make sense.
But even still,
Nobody
no,
would be
'cause
surprised.
His foul shooting percentage will be way lower than that.
But can we all agree that this is all in his fucking head? That he's
Oh,
the head
yeah.
case.
Oh, even he
It's
agrees
all
with that.
mental.
He agrees
And
with
we
that.
and we all text each other at the same time, and I've never seen such a clear moment when you knew somebody's time here was up for when he passed up that dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Underneath the basket, clear path. There's nobody in front of you except for Trae Young 3 feet away, who you literally have a foot on.
You know what he
And
would
you
he
pass it
needs
to
to go to
Mitchell.
an
Trae
LA
Young
team.
had 4 fouls at that time. 4 fouls at that time. So he wasn't going to get a foul trying to, what you would call it, trying to get Ben in a crunch time moment.
No. And you weren't, and you didn't even have the gumption to go up and dunk it. Because
Bitch.
one, you were either scared you were going to
Straight
miss. 2,
bitch.
you were scared you were going to get fouled and go to the free throw line and
That's what
shoot
it was.
and
That's
miss.
exactly that's
and
what it was.
It's all in his head. Because look, we've seen,
Straight
we all
bitch.
know we've seen all these videos from this time where he's playing in summer leagues and he's playing with LeBron, playing his bigger games, and he's just draining them 3 points. He can do it. He just chooses not to.
Straight bitch.
Because he is scared.
Straight bitch.
And his head is messed up. And unfortunately, I don't know if that can be recovered in Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, it definitely cannot be. I mean, look at it's Aguilar. We can call
He
it the
needs to
Aguilar.
go
We can call it an
somewhere
Aguilar
where nobody
situation.
Gives a shit. That's where
Or a
Ben
Wentz
needs to go
situation.
to
It
succeed.
sounds a lot like the Wentz situation. Yep.
Wentz, Aguilar,
Has a
you know,
lot
that
like that.
mentality. Yeah, and absolutely Wentz situation, definitely. Mentality-wise, for sure. Not like
These guys were all raised and they were the best and nobody ever told them any different and they were the greatest at what they did and they didn't have to improve their games and they never got criticism. You come here and you don't
I
perform.
give Wentz a little more credit than that, though. Wentz
He wants a lot more credit because
Wentz-
he actually fucking tries.
Wentz definitely isn't a baby boy. He's a blue collar boy. He's a hunter. You know, he's a blue collar dude. So I don't give him the. I don't think Wentz is the. I only listen to my homies type guy like Ben definitely is.
Yeah.
He only listens to
Wentz. I
JC.
think Wentz pressure that Wentz had to live up to was much greater than anything Ben will ever have to live up to in his
And he
life.
rose to the occasion.
Because
a
I
lot
mean,
more than Ben did.
Wentz his backup quarterback won the Super Bowl and got a statue, and Wentz got injured a few seasons in a row and had to live up to that. And all Wentz is thinking about, like, I have to win. Before anything, after we won the Super Bowl, the first thing I thought of was like, oh my God, poor Wentz has all this pressure. The
But
first thing I thought of was like, I would not be able to handle this pressure. pressure.
But ain't it similar to Simmons though? Because I'm gonna not.
Simmons is way more bitch. Simmons is way more bitch than Carson Wentz.
No,
Wentz's 40-yard run against the Ravens this last
year,
year, where he broke like 3 tackles, showed more balls and effort than Ben Simmons has showed in 5 years as a Sixer.
Wentz didn't go out like a bitch. Wentz may have went out with bad stats and had some bad throws, but he didn't go out like a bitch. He went out there and gave it all.
Wentz was throwing
interceptions
interceptions last year. He was throwing interceptions, but he didn't stop chucking it.
The only comparison you could say is it's the mentality, the pressure, the mentality. It's the only comparison I would say. But Wentz did not go out like no bitch. Ben Simmons is definitely a fucking bitch. He's folding like immensely folding. Wentz didn't fold. Wentz just he fucked up. He had some bad throws, and of course the situation was even more fucked up.
You trade Ben to the Magic, where no one gives a fuck about basketball, down to Orlando, and he'll probably turn his career around.
Yeah, look at Aguilar. Aguilar did good in Las Vegas. Nobody gives a fuck about football in Las Vegas. That's the same thing. That's why I was saying earlier. Send them to Vegas with Aguilar. I know they don't have a basketball team, but hey, they might one day. Do they have a basketball? Maybe they do have a basketball team. Nah. I don't know. No, they don't.
They have a hockey team.
They do.
Yeah, and they are recent championship winners, aren't they? A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, I think they got there, but they didn't win.
No, they won. I remember they won.
They did?
Yeah, a couple years ago, right?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
2-3 years ago? Las Vegas.
Golden Knights.
Yeah,
we were in a Golden Knights
podcast.
They went
to the cup.
I think they lost in the finals. They made it to the finals their first year, and I think they lost though.
That's right. It was their first year. That's right.
Well, they got like half the good teams. Like, they
have the
like
expansion
draft. From Pittsburgh.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
So this might be a silly question, but
fuck you.
What do you guys doing this off season, like with Ben?
Taking every phone
call.
Put
him in a skookle.
Taking every single phone call regarding Ben, and
I'm
willing to take pennies on the dollar at this point because he's never going to get it right here.
I never want to see Ben in a Phillies uniform ever again.
I don't think we can bring him.
I don't care about his age.
You better not play
for
his Phillies.
Defense.
Yeah, fuck
it's
his
done.
age,
I'm over it. I'm done. Get him out of here somehow, some way.
I think as Philadelphia fans, I think we've seen enough mentality issues to know that it's never gonna work out.
Yep.
True story. True that.
I think Morey knows what he's doing. I think Morey's smart enough. At least if there's anybody I can place confidence in, it's Daryl Morey. Who cares what Doc Rivers? Doc Rivers is the coach. He's supposed to say, "Oh, I want to work with Ben and his free throws." He's beyond working with his free throws. Like he's a professional fucking basketball player. Free throws are literally free.
If this was Ben's second year in the league, you could get away with saying that, and you could probably convince us. But you've been playing professional basketball for 5 years. If you haven't put forth the effort and just the way he talks too, like the one thing I'll never knock Embiid. That dude loves the game of basketball, and when he says he's going to try to get better, he's really trying to get better. He said he needs to improve his jump shot and his mid range game between his I think it was the second year after we lost that Celtics series with the Bellinelli game. And he came back and he became a much better jump shooter. And then he's like, I need to work on my conditioning. And he did. And he's, when he says something, I believe him. Ben is, don't you think that a jump shot will help you develop your game? Well, I'm an all-star, wasn't I? Like verbatim. That was like 2 years ago. And then this year, it's, I am what I am and it is what it is. Like, that's one of the most profound, I don't give a fuck quotes in Philadelphia sports history. Like, that's the equivalent.
Ben's already on a tropical island somewhere with some Instagram model. Yeah. Not giving a shit.
He don't give a fuck, dude. He probably already had a night out at the bar, probably already played 28 games of Call of Duty with his boys, and they're all telling him how good he is and how it's not all your fault. Blah, 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 blah.
Your KD ratio, but what about them free throws?
To pay somebody to play against him and just kill him every time in Warzone.
No, fuck that. I'll play against him, and every time he kills me,
the best Warzone player, so we could just have.
we gotta find his screen name. Dude, fuck that. I'll play against him. Every time he kills me, I'll just talk shit about free throws. Every time. I'm like, damn, you're good at this, but you suck at fucking free throws, man. What the fuck? And I'll get kicked. I'll get booted somehow because he probably owns the server. Bitch.
So, do you guys all agree? Do you all want him gone? He should
I want to
be
say
gone.
something right now. I got something for you, Brent. I have a retrospect vision. Right? Let's say if I could turn back time, and if I could go back to a time when a certain somebody named Brendan Casey asked me a question about. Would you make this deal or make this trade Ben Simmons for this guy or that guy who was available at the time? What was I think Harden was one of the talks. Let me go back in time and say abso-fucking-lutely I would, like you said, Brennan, because fucking 100%. You asked that question and we all, well, at least you guys were all like conversing about it logically, and I was like, no, let's see what happens. I know for a fact that I was like, yeah, no, let's see what happens with this team. I like what's going on right now. And of course, I want to go back in time and change my thought process at that time and say, no, fuck that. Fuck Ben Simmons.
If I could go back in time.
I know we can't say fuck Toby because we're stuck with him, but I would say fuck him too. But
me, Brendan, and Dan. I'm not sure if Mike was there. We're at the number one when we found out we won the draft lottery. And Brendan said, Ben fucking Simmons! And I was like, I don't know about this guy. I kind of like Brandon Ingram.
Hey, Ben Simmons draft day. That was Ben Simmons draft day. That was this past Wednesday. That was yesterday. Yesterday's a 5-year anniversary of Ben Simmons draft day. The day when Brendan first uttered the words Ben fucking Simmons to me,
at the number one.
And you and all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just said it earlier. Like it's at the time, it was the right.
And now it's Ben fucking.
It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out.
No, because back then you don't know he's gonna put his head in a turtle shell and never gonna shoot and be sucking.
Time to move on. That's all it is, man. That's all I ask. I asked just to move on.
Yeah, but that's crazy though. Yesterday, I forgot to text you guys. I was gonna text you guys that, but yesterday was 5-year anniversary of the day we drafted Ben Simmons. Time to get rid of his ass.
Yep.
I am.
A huge
if they trade Ben Simmons, you have to get an equal to or better value back for him. You cannot do this package deal where you get 3 players. Hold on, do you guys know who these people are? Do you know who Tim Perry, Andrew Lang, and Jeff Hornacek are?
Yeah,
I know Jeff Hornacek is.
And Andrew Lang. Guys we got.
For Charles, right?
We got from the Suns for Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
And Charles Barkley left, and he went to the Suns, and he had an MVP season, and he took the Suns to the finals. And we laid in fucking purgatory until Allen Iverson was drafted in '96, and then went to the playoffs in 2001.
I remember the only good name too was Hornacek, only because he was the shooting guard to John Stockton.
He was already like 30-something years old.
But yeah, by the time he got here, it was.
He was cooked.
Yeah, it was what the fuck. But I remember that though. I do remember being young, but I remember that shit.
No matter what, and you guys want to trade him for whatever pennies on the dollar, but I'm sorry. If somebody comes to me and they're like the Lakers, he's gonna want to go to LA. LeBron wants him there.
I don't know what he wants.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'd send him to Oklahoma City out of spite or Minnesota, just to fucking send him somewhere.
Send him to the Chicago Bears.
But his agent has to agree to the trade with the team.
Why? He doesn't have a no trade clause.
Doesn't matter.
Is it a Carson Wentz situation?
But
I don't want to go to Chicago.
Ben Simmons' agent is going to do what's best for his agent.
Don't matter.
If they say, because Ben Simmons still has 4 years left on his max contract. So you got to go somewhere that could take that money on. The only way
Maybe
you're
the
getting-
Phillies can spare some of that luxury tax
No,
and
we
send
can
it to the
what you call it.
Sixers.
As long as a team sends us salaries back that match, it don't fucking matter what he wants. He can
Let's get that ESPN
Hey,
trade analyzer going. Where's that at? Let me
I'm
find
at the
it.
point, dude. I'll send him to Minnesota. I'll send him to fucking Oklahoma City.
No.
Why?
Because you will regress. You will go backwards. These teams that are playing right
yeah,
now.
but you're going to stay mediocre for the next 5 years?
If you send him to
I'd
Oklahoma
rather
City and
have
you
Ben-
can get someone like Shea Gillis-Alexander back, why wouldn't you do it? He's a young, upcoming
nuts if
point
you-
guard.
He
You
does
might get knocked
nothing.
out
He
the
does
second.
nothing.
All right.
If
Who's
I'm
the number
trading-
one
look,
team
if
we're
I'm
trading?
Ben Simmons and I don't get back Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard, guess what? 2-5 starting next year for me.
That's a
Beal,
pipe
who
dream.
does Beal
It's a
play
pipe
for? The
dream.
Wizards,
You might
right?
as well go get your Ben Simmons jersey dry cleaned because his stock is so far in the dirt right now. As opposed, I was watching too much Man of Easttown, I guess.
Hey.
As opposed to,
Hey, y'all.
as opposed to where it was before, that we're not
Baba
getting
Hoagie.
Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard or C.J. McCollum or anybody. We're not getting
So-
And
anyone
you know
of
what?
fucking
I'm
value.
out. And you know what? I'm out on Levine too. He does nothing for me.
Yo, the
I'm
ESPN
sorry.
NBA trade machine.
Yes, score
Beal for Ben Simmons. They say the trade is successful, and
Of
the
course,
analysis
it works on money. That's all that cares
and the
about.
analysis is the Sixers get +4 wins and the Wizards get -10 wins.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna. You know what's gonna happen? LeBron's gonna recruit him. He's gonna go to LA, and we're gonna get fucking Kyle Kuzma and
But
Davius
why?
Caldwell Pope
He's under our control.
and
We can send
somebody
him
else.
wherever he wants, and he has no fucking power. There's not a no trade clause he has to waive. You send him wherever the fuck you get the best deal, and otherwise you can kiss my ass. I don't give a shit where you go, dude. I'll send you to Washington if they're willing to give me Bradley Beal. I'll send you to the middle
Dude.
of fucking nowhere. I don't care.
I
Send
mean,
him
I
to
know
the Harlem Globetrotters.
I don't watch
give a
much
shit.
other teams basketball, but between the Wizards series, when it comes to playoff time, is the most I ever get to watch of another team because we get to play a series versus them. And like the Wizards series, watching Bradley Beal, like that dude is definitely the truth.
Yeah.
That dude is fucking good. Like, and then I heard a lot about Trey Young, and watching Trey Young and anybody on the Hawks is like, nobody there is really the truth. They just are playing like a really good team versus the Sixers, obviously. But honestly, the best player on that team is fucking Herter. That dude, man, he gets all the
I'll
pussy.
trade him to fucking Orlando from Markel Fultz. You can kiss my ass. Trade him to fucking,
I'm just
trade him to
saying.
fucking
That
Miami.
is
Get
going
the fuck
on
with
the
that.
TikTok.
I'm
I
not
don't give a
taking.
fuck.
I'm not taking anything less than an all-star in return for Ben Simmons, or this team
Yeah.
will regress.
I absolutely agree with Brendan. You cannot sell low. You cannot sell low.
cannot. You
I would
cannot
rather-
do this package. You cannot do this package stuff. You will regress.
I
Wait,
hate,
here's a quick-
I hate that.
here's a
I
quick
hate
question.
it. I hate it.
That's
Yeah, hold on,
definitely
guys.
not-
Mike's
Well,
talking
This
to
is
the
why I
first
have
time
to
that
trust.
pod.
I have to trust in Morey. You
falling
have to
asleep
trust
over
in
here.
Morey. I would give up. I would give up Ben
buddy.
and
Good
a
night.
first rounder
Love
for
you.
a star.
No, I want to ask a quick question first, but then I'm probably leaving in a couple minutes because I'm passing out.
Shut up. Just kidding.
What
You're
about
not
the
leaving.
rumors?
You're
for the-
staying, bitch.
The rumors they're talking about for like Simmons for one of the high top 3 draft picks.
No,
Would you guys consider
No.
that?
absolutely
Nah,
not.
Even
I
if
need
you don't-
a-
even
I need
if you
a
get
player
that-
in return.
Even if you get that guard from Gonzaga.
Nope.
Jalen Suggs. Yeah,
Nope.
I don't know. It's just the draft. Is,
I think I might do it for
high
that.
roster.
I would do it.
I wouldn't because you know the
You have
Sixers,
no-
whoever they
you
draft,
don't-
isn't going
you
to
have
be good.
An unproven NBA commodity. You have an unproven NBA commodity. A guy
Yeah,
who's never bounced
I
the
would-
ball once on the hardwood.
I would
in the
give up
NBA.
Ben Simmons
It's not going to
and
be an improvement and take you to an NBA Finals.
I would give up Ben
Unless you
Simmons and a
draft-
first
You know,
rounder for
LeBron
Bradley
James or-
Beal.
Is
Kobe
Simmons
Bryant.
going to take you to a finals?
No,
Huh?
Is Simmons going to take you to a
no,
finals?
he's not.
I'll tell you what I would do. Honestly, I would trade him to Cleveland for Colin Sexton and the third pick because Colin Sexton's a fucking baller. He's a baller.
Would Cleveland do
I
that
don't
though?
know. I'm gonna have to
Does
look him up.
nothing for me.
Nah, they're not.
Wow.
Sexton at all.
He's already better than Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
He's already better than Ben
Everyone's
Simmons.
better than Ben Simmons.
Yeah. I mean,
But that's not
we
even
are
the
all
reason.
better than Ben Simmons. I mean, he may be able to steal the
that's
ball
my-
from
that's-
us and not
that's-
let us score, but at least we'll get free throws. We will score
No,
free throws.
that's me. That's my offer. I get an all-star back, or I'm sticking with him.
No,
can't.
I'm in the same boat,
Sorry.
but I would also give up a
doing
little
it.
bit more for the All Star. I would give up Ben Simmons and first rounder for an All Star.
I don't know,
You got
man.
4. I disagree because when the Lakers
If it gets us the
Did the trade
championship
for
next year,
AD?
I would do it.
didn't a couple of peoples from the Lakers went to the Pelicans, and they actually came okay. I'm not saying they became great, but
I would love to
Pelicans
get traded to the
got a
Pelicans.
team,
New
a
Orleans
nice
is a
little team,
fantastic
but
city.
it's the same thing with that when AD went over. But do something. Maybe you'll get a bench player. You got 4 solid, probably starters for next year without Ben Simmons. I don't think you have to risk. What are you going to wait for? What are you going to wait another 5 years to see if Ben Simmons, Brent?
Yeah, and his value's just going to keep going
You
down.
can give me the water boy for Ben Simmons right now.
Because I need to get value
5
back
years.
while he still
got
has
5
it.
years, and he did not show nothing. Done.
He's
So I
trended
disagree
down
totally.
almost every
We
year.
don't need All-Star to come in here for him. Get some
Yes, you
bench
do.
players.
That's why you got to
4.
trust in Maury to get
Listen,
an All Star right now.
You need to just get out from his fucking contract and just hold the line for a year and just, take a step back and be the 4 or the 5 seed to make a big splash, to go out in free agency when that salary cap goes up and then go sign yourself an All-Star. You got to do it because at the end of the day, dude, his stock is not going to get any better. I don't care. There's no
Dude's
you
not
don't
on
spend 5
basketball.
years in the league not doing something and then just magically fucking do it one day. Not even not doing it well, not trying.
He should become a
to do it.
professional gamer now. Video.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to become.
Esports.
I'll trade him for fucking
Esports.
stock in Twitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Kendall
That's a good
fucked him
That's a
up.
good deal.
Kendall gave him the fucking jinx. He wants to play Warzone every fucking night. He doesn't care about basketball anymore. Sell him for a fucking cheesesteak or a
Yep.
fucking bag of fucking
Wait,
ranch
who are we
Doritos.
talking about?
Ben, I'll trade him for a bag of polio.
I just wanted to hear you say his name so the crowd could boo. What's his name again?
Yeah, I'm out, dude. If we can get something, if we can get a top 5 draft pick and a good player, like a good young player, like I said, from either Oklahoma City or the Cavs, like a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or a Colin Sexton, and that top 5 draft pick, I'm taking it.
But what are they? What are they? What are all
Colin
those players?
Sexton averages 25 points. He averages 25, 5, and 5.
What are they?
What do you mean?
They're nice. They're nice players.
No,
He's 21 years old. Like
I'm
somebody
in
like
Brendan camp right now, bro. I'm in Brendan camp
They're
right
nice.
no,
They're good players. You got solid players. You got nice players.
Yeah.
25,
I don't want that.
25 5 and 5 is not a nice, solid player. That's a dude, 21
if-
years old. That's a
now. If
rising
we're getting
star.
rid of Ben for that, I want to get rid of the whole team. I want to blow up the whole team. I want to start a new process. I want a whole new process.
You will. You get rid of Ben for pennies on the dollar and a bag of balls.
So
Yeah,
you-
no. If I'm
so
doing
you-
that, I want to get rid of
you're so high
everyone.
on Ben
Everyone
Simmons.
for
You're so high on
all
Ben
the draft
Simmons
picks.
Still, after this, that you think that a guy who's coming off of a season averaging 25, 5 assists and 5 rebounds a game, hitting like 38% from 3, isn't going to make this team better?
I think this is. I
How?
think this is the
How?
possible last season that we can get rid of Ben for
Do
something
you know how
of
many
good
more
value.
games we would have won this year? Do you know how many games we would have won in this series? We'd be playing still. We would be playing still because instead of 13
So that
points
one,
a game,
that one guy would have accounted for Tobias's 4-point games.
what do you mean?
So if you're-
Yeah, because we lost 3 games by what, 5 or less? 5 or less points? All right, well, you add another 13 points to the equation. That's a win. That's a win. And Ben didn't do shit to stop Trae Young. Ben didn't do shit to stop Lou Williams going off, making it look like it's 2007 at the Wells Fargo Center again. He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit, and he's got no fucking heart. I would rather take a young kid who's on the rise as opposed to this fucking hack who's afraid of the fucking spotlight, who's going down, and his stock's going to go down even more.
Saying,
And then what?
I'm not
And then
saying.
what? Then we
I'm
have
not
to
saying
work
that-
force to restart the process. And then B's going to be sitting here with his dick in his fucking hand for the next 3 years as he is
Brent,
over his
doing
prime.
a beat impersonation right now.
And then we're fucked.
Do an Embiid impersonation right now about having your dick in your hand.
I'm sitting here with my dick in my hand, and with Ben Simmons, he passed up the dunk,
My
and
meniscus
I
is in
could
my
do that
hand.
and go home and cry while I hold my Arthur.
You actually sound kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, actually.
I am not.
Ben needs to get in the chopper.
I love it.
I'm not sitting here defending Ben Simmons that he had a good series. He was atrocious. He was an offensive liability to this team. Should he be traded? Yes. Do I want him to be traded? Yes. All I want is the right return. Because as low as his stock may be, and as terrible as he is still a 6'11" point guard with every skill except for a shot. So
then he's not a
I'm
point
not saying-
guard. If you can't shoot, you're not a point guard.
Look, Brandon left. He hates you so much, Sean. He left.
That's fine.
No, but I'm going to
can't
continue on.
shit.
I'm going to continue on Brand's point because I am definitely in camp Brand right now, and I know what Brand's talking about, and I feel this. I'm with it. I'm like
I'm getting out of here
vibe.
because I'm going to bed.
But
So.
all right, Brand's back. Go ahead, Brand.
All I'm saying is I am not giving him up for pennies on the dollar. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not giving him up for
Now, and the way I think of it is,
a bunch of nice players, a bunch of good players, up and coming players. I don't want up and coming. I don't want potential. I don't want this or that. I want a fucking guy that's going to come in here and say, give me the fucking ball. I'm going to go win this fucking game
Jimmy
right
Butler.
now.
Well, we had him, and we let him walk because Ben.
Exactly. I'm not arguing the fact that yes,
let's get him back. Let's get Jimmy Butler back.
That dude you
That's
said.
what I'm saying.
Who was it? It was averaging 25, 5 and 5.
Colin Sexton.
Yeah, I would love to have Colin Sexton on the team, but you see Colin Sexton walking into the fucking huddle and Joel Embiid be like, "Yo, motherfucker, give me the ball. I'm gonna go fucking rip these guys' hearts out and win the game right now."
I think Embiid would say, "Hey, listen, I'm really happy
My
you're here because
meniscus.
I played with a ball handler that refused to shoot outside of 3
But
feet.
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
My
The
knee
missing
thanks
piece
you."
of this team is what I said earlier. And if you trade Ben Simmons, you have to get that back. I know we all hate him right now. I hate him right now. I want to get rid of him. But if I'm coming back, you want something that's going to make your team a fucking contender to go win that chip next year. You don't need a nice guy. You don't need an up-and-coming. You don't need a guy with potential. You don't need a fucking top 10, top 5, top 3, top 2, top 1 fucking rookie coming out of college because that's not going to get you to the fucking finals. You need Joel Embiid. You need Maxey at the point. You need Tobias Harris at the 3. You need Matisse Thybulle. You need Harris at the 4. You need Danny Green back just on a rookie, or not a rookie, and a veteran's deal. You want to do that. Get fucking Dwight Howard's hack ass out of here. Get fucking Shake Milton's
I love
fucking
Dwight Howard.
corny ass out of here. Get fucking Dorkmaz out of here.
Yeah.
You never
He's
even
going no
should
matter
have
what.
fucking started any of those fucking games. You're a fucking liability too. Get them all the fuck out of here. Give me Embiid. Keep Harris. Keep Matisse. Keep fucking Maxey at the 1 and go get a fucking killer if you're going to get rid of
Listen,
Ben.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
That's all.
Matisse and Maxey aren't going to be here if we go get that killer and it's for Ben Simmons.
Which
They're
I'm
gonna
fine
have to
with.
go.
I'm fine. You want to give up? You want to give up the next
Then that
six
doesn't
first
make
round?
your point. Then we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose people.
That's what I'm saying.
If
No
you're
matter
fine
what,
with
if
it, how you fine with
we
it?
trade
Can we-
Ben for this
can we
killer
lose-
star,
Doesn't make
Can
sense.
we
we're
lose a
gonna
future
lose
draft pick
3
instead?
players.
Can
We're gonna
we lose a
3
future
guys.
draft pick instead? Can
I
we
never
lose a
said-
Ben
no, I
Simmons and a
never- I
future
never
draft
said
pick
to
for a
keep
star?
the young guys.
Huh?
I never said you want to keep you. Look, do you guys want to win a championship or not?
There's no way we keep Maxey and Tease and get
I'm good
a
with
superstar
parting
back.
with one of them. You want to part with one of them with Ben Simmons and give them our next 7 first-round draft picks, so we're going to be in the fucking low 20s? Cool. Go ahead. I'm just trying to see a championship
If you
before I
had,
die,
if that
fellas.
was
I
the
don't know about
scenario,
you.
who would you choose, Tease or Maxey? I'd probably choose Tease to go.
No, not if Ben's gone. We have to keep.
I
We have
know,
to
I
keep-
get it. I
we
get
have
it.
to
It's all
keep Tease.
defense, but you know what? I'm so down on defense right now. Fuck defense.
It's not the
We
league.
say that until we
If we're,
have.
get,
them,
if we're getting
and then
some,
we
if
end
we're
up like in
getting,
the-
if we're getting some score, some killer scores,
Yeah, we say that until we have none, and then we're looking like the Nets again because the Nets have way better scoring options than we did, and they still couldn't stop nobody. So that's what happens when you have absolutely no defense. So yeah, in a situation where Ben goes and we have to trade another one of our two
Maxey.
young guys, it's got to be Maxey, unfortunately.
But
And then we're
where's
filling
all
two
that
holes.
defense at the whole series, you know?
But I feel like
agree.
if they're gonna if we can get rid of Ben and a Maxey or whatever, we could probably just get rid of Ben in a future draft pick and not get rid of Maxey or Tease.
No, they're gonna
why
rest
can't
of the
we
league
take?
thinks
Why
like
can't we
us,
just give
though,
Ben
man.
and a
You need
future
something
draft
to
pick?
sweeten the pot
for
to
a
make
star.
up
A bird in the
for
hand is
what
worth two in
everybody
the bush in
sees
this league.
Ben lacks.
Especially for a team, if odds are if you have a superstar, like a real star, like like Brendan wants, you're at least semi-competitive. And
I want to.
You're gonna want what you will call it. You're gonna want a guy, one in the hand is worth two in the bush type of thing. So they would prefer Maxey to a draft pick, especially a draft pick or even multiple draft picks that, if all goes well, are going to be in the high 20s. So
I'd be okay with it.
you're filling two. You have to fill two holes. You have to fill two holes at that point.
Brendan, I'm in your boat. Everything I agree with you.
No, you're not, Dan. I'm just kidding.
It's just you can't have. You can't. Ben Simmons just in the playoffs every year. You can't have him on here. Not just this season. It's just you just can't.
Yeah, he always
be on this team. I get we need to get that superstar, but he can't be on here. So they got to find a way to get something like he can't be on this team.
And knowing what we know about Ben and seeing what we've seen, do you really think he's going to be any better now that he knows the entire fucking city hates him?
No, see,
Yeah.
I think this is what I
He's
think.
a bitch. He wants to be loved.
I think that some
He's
other
an all-star.
team, some other coach will have the ego to want to take on the project that is Ben Simmons.
Oh, like the girl with daddy issues. I'll fix you.
Yes, and I think Morey can exploit that. Obviously, we know Ben Simmons can go somewhere and be way better than he is here. We know
How
that.
can you say that, though?
Other
It's
people know
5
that,
years.
too.
You cannot say that. You cannot say Ben Simmons is going to go somewhere else and be taught something. You cannot. I'm sick of hearing that. Get that out of here. He fucking sucks.
I'm not saying he could be taught something. I'm just saying he can get
He's
rid of
not
the
a project anymore.
I'm saying that
why
he
can't we just say he fucking sucks?
That's why I'm saying I would rather have the 21-year-old that's already shown me that he.
That's not what I was saying
No,
at all.
He's not going to go to another team and be great.
I know you want to yell. I know you want to yell, but that's not. I'm not saying he can go and learn something new. I'm saying he can go somewhere else and be better than he is here because he won't have to deal with the mentality aspect. Because the reason why he fucking sucks here is because his brain is getting in the way because, like, oh my God, all my fans fucking hate me and I suck. I play for the toughest city in the world. What am I going to do with myself? He can go play for fucking LA or fucking Orlando or God knows whoever the fuck else, any team that's not Philadelphia, and feel a fucking big old stress relief taken off of his shoulder and go be 50% of free throws instead of 30%. So I'm just saying he'll be better. I'm not saying he'll learn something new.
I think what Dane's
he'll
saying
definitely be better somewhere else.
I
100% believe Ben Simmons will be better as a person, as a player, playing somewhere else than he is here. How much better? I don't know, but I just know he will be better.
How can you say that? We gave him 5 years.
I just said it. That's how I can say it.
And he didn't. You can't say that.
What if it's all a ruse? What if he just never wanted to be here ever, and then this new team, he's just like free.
then I'm wrong.
No,
but then
you're not. Dan, what I'm saying. I don't think you're understanding
Yes,
what I'm
Jim.
saying. I'm saying is that a lot of his struggles right now are mental. And that's even he said it, and that's what everybody knows. A lot of his struggles are mental. I think that being in Philadelphia and being a mentally fucked up player, someone who struggles mentally with things, is worse in Philly than in other places. That's all I'm saying. So I think he'll be better just by that default alone. How much better? I'm not saying he'll go and just all of a sudden smash threes and hit 100% free throws. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he will by default be better somewhere else than he is here. That's all. So
not better in his game, but be better mentally.
Yeah, better mentally will in effect be better game. That's just
You
how
can't
it
say
works.
that. You can't say like yeah.
But
I
if he misses 70% of his three throws because of his mentality, and then he leaves Philadelphia and his mentality improves, his game will improve, right? Just by that alone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's probably not going to happen.
No, look,
It could.
look.
It could.
It could.
Carson-
yeah,
Carson-
it could.
You guys are completely missing the point.
I
I'm
get what you're
saying
saying.
what I'm saying is this is how you have to play it. This is how Morey would have to play it. This is how some other coach would have to think, so that's how the value of Ben Simmons would be good.
I mean, you guys had no problem, speaking of Carson, with a conditional 2 and a 3 for Carson, but you're up in arms about getting a young, talented player and a potential top 5 draft pick for a guy whose stock is in the fucking gutter.
Draft
A guy who's
picks-
shown us less.
I think I recall
The NBA
thinking
draft
we got
and the
robbed
NFL
for
draft
Carson,
are
but
two completely different animals as far as talent-wise and impact players. Absolutely, because the first and second round in the NFL draft is basically the same thing. First round, you're going to get somebody in the 20s on the NFL draft. That's going to probably be a starting position right away. You get somebody in the 20s for an NBA team. That's going to be a growing person, a bench player, possibly a role player,
Yeah, but we
because
took
those teams in the
below-
20s are championship contenders.
But what I'm saying is we took below market value for Carson as opposed to where his value was, for all those years before. And, if we would have traded Carson after that run that he went on, we probably would have got a pair of firsts. But we traded
we wouldn't
him.
trade him after that run though.
Well, I'm just hypothetically,
Well,
we would have
Carson
got
was
a pair of
benched.
firsts. Huh?
Carson was benched, and the
Carson
Eagles
was benched,
didn't
and
make-
Ben Simmons deserved to
Yo,
be benched.
the-
He was
the
benched in
Eagles
game 6.
absolutely fucked that up. They played that wrong. 100%.
They
Carson
did.
Wentz never won a playoff game in an Eagles uniform.
It's true.
He's right.
All I'm saying
I mean,
is
is there
I'm not
questions?
saying Ben Simmons is all of a sudden going to improve his game as soon as he leaves Philadelphia. Well, honestly, I kind of am saying that. I think he will no matter what, even just a little bit. I mean, if Ben Simmons because of mentality factors, if he all of a sudden he starts shooting 70% free throws instead of 30% free throws, his game automatically improves literally because people aren't just going to hack him, especially in close game, really important game scenarios. They're not going to hack him, and that improves his game just in that alone. He doesn't become
size is big enough to
he doesn't
know
become
that.
a liability like he has been. Like obviously there was kind of close game scenarios, but we kind of didn't have close game scenarios. But like if we were in really like deep playoffs, close game scenarios with really good teams, and everybody was playing great, and Embiid was playing great, and Toby was playing great, and everybody was doing their thing, and it was a close game, the liability would be Ben Simmons and his free throws, and that would be where our weakness attack would be.
Well,
And-
wait, time out, random, but I was just watching this Clippers-Suns game, and the one dude from the
Are
Clippers
they playing
was,
right now?
yeah, he was falling out of bounds, and he got fouled and made the three, and they panned up to Kawhi Leonard in the club box suite, and he was just like this.
Yeah, I've seen it.
No expression. He just clapped with
That's
no
funny.
expression. Just
Was somebody doing this to him?
might as well have been.
The no expression. So
Man,
anybody that we can think of it was in Ben's situation before. I can't think of anybody.
no, this is
You
unprecedented.
guys
bro.
might know. Brendan might know that turned it around. That showed I don't know. Is there anybody that you can name that it's 5 years, how many years, but just came out afterwards and just changed their career totally? Anybody?
Usually after they leave Philadelphia is when it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. changing their career totally with a totally different team. You mean like just a change of scenery, like environment?
because it happens a lot in not only basketball, it seems like, because we had it happen in the, obviously in the in the Eagles organization happened too. So it's like, I don't know, like just in general, like without moving or just staying with a team. I don't want to. You go to another team, like Blanco. Yeah, I didn't mean to go off on you on that, but I get.
No, you did.
The mentality is different, and it could be. So it's just.
That was you, Dan. Earlier, you fucking combo breakered me, bro. You broke me.
I don't know. Do you have anybody or no? We'll just say with the same organization. Say, just turn it around. Anything. I mean,
there's always comeback players of the year or some shit, right? But I don't know if there's comeback players after 5 years though.
Yeah, I mean, the only, as far as just like really being bad and like giving up on them and then telling them to go to another team or just turning around on the same team.
It happens. It's
off
gotta
the top
happen.
of my head,
but it ain't gonna happen to Ben Simmons.
Not as drastic. Not as drastic as Ben. Jason Kidd was an amazing point guard coming out of college, and his first couple of years in the league, he was great. But that motherfucker could not shoot.
But he tried.
But he tried. As far as the refusal to shoot,
I've never seen it.
No. As far as the actual, and okay, like if you were to say, like an inside player, like a center, like a Ben Wallace, like Ben Wallace couldn't shoot. He was there for his defense and his rebounds and everything, and he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But his position was center, power forward.
Yeah.
As far as
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. As far as like a point guard position that literally refuses to shoot, just won't do it.
I'm not asking Ben to shoot 3-pointers.
No.
I'm asking him to knock down 65 to 70% of his attempts from the foul line and to develop a 12-foot mid-range pull-up jumper. That's it.
All he needs to do, like Dan, like remember I said when we watched that game, I said watch him fly down the floor and then he hits the fucking brakes as soon as he hits that. As soon as he hits that free throw line, he hits the brakes.
And he's also bad at his sky hooks too. Like he's
terrible.
He's
ambidextrous. He doesn't know what hand he is. He doesn't.
He's amphibious.
Yeah, amphibious. But if he would have drive the court like that, like he does,
they took the Dino DNA and mixed it with the Frog DNA.
Bingo.
No, it's the part where he's like,
he's like,
and he tells the kids, he's like,
some West African frogs are known to spontaneously change sex, male to female in a single sex environment.
Listen, I can't keep somebody that doesn't do literally one of the 3 most fundamental parts of basketball. I was 5 years old playing for the fucking Mayfair Holy Terrors, and they teach you how to dribble, pass, and shoot. Dribble, pass, and shoot. How did you get this far in your life and not even learn how to, just refuse to shoot the ball?
It's
fucking pathetic. It's only gotten worse.
Yeah, we're gonna be telling our kids about this, and they're gonna be watching like the 30 for 30 on it, and it's just something that hasn't happened ever, and it would only happen here.
Yeah, it's just like
we didn't even talk about
do you want to reach the playoffs and get knocked out every year, or do we want to? I don't know, dude. Or not make it at all. It's like
I would rather take my chances with a younger guy who is on the upswing as opposed to holding on to Ben Simmons and watching his trade value fall yearly.
I understand what you're saying with that. Yeah.
I would rather it's like you're in the stocks. It's like the stock market. Ben still has some modicum of trade value because
use crypto.
because of his defensive prowess and his distribution abilities. But eventually, people are going to give up on the hope that they can get him to become proficient, not even good, proficient from the stripe, and get him to develop something, a floater, a 10-foot pull-up J. And people
That's
are
what
gonna,
he needs. That's what I was saying. I'm like, if he would have run the floor like that, like he does on fast breaks,
just a little teardrop. Go
And
hang
just-
out with
no.
Tony Parker.
if he would have come down and know how he stops at the foul line and retreats, if he would just like go all the way down the court, stop at that foul line, 15-footer, and just instead of stopping and dribbling
That's
out
why
or
it's all
looking to
mental.
pass, just spot up and shoot right there. Just
I've been-
boom, you're
He
beating
doesn't need a
everybody.
free
And boom, that's all.
I've been
That's-
out on Ben Simmons since the Toronto series a couple years ago because I literally watched the Raptors make a fucking horseshoe around him, essentially. Kyle Lowry would literally, when Ben got inside of the three-point line, Kyle Lowry would back up about 5 feet, and then the two wing defenders that would normally collapse on the guy driving fanned out around him to close off the passing lanes.
And I feel like that team was way better than this team that we just faced and lost to.
And they were, but we also had a better roster. We had a dog.
Oh yeah, we had what's his name?
Yeah,
We don't say his name anymore. You don't say that.
You don't say that.
I would 100% take that rendition of the Sixers over this one. But that's, me and JoJo were
Brendan
talking
has.
about that.
I don't want to keep tooting Brendan's horn, but Brendan has repeatedly said stuff like that since that has happened. Since we let go of the Jimmy Butler.
Ben, we should have
You'll never
openly
forget
traded
Brendan
Ben
screaming,
2 years ago.
we got Butler.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay, that's cool, but he was like, bro, he was on it like this, man, like. And he
Hey,
knew-
when I
he
saw
knew what
Bren was happy about it,
We were
that
skating
made
that
me
day.
comfortable in it. That made me
Yeah,
happy
sure.
in it.
I'm
And
just-
retrospectively, obviously, yeah, he was a fucking killer, and that was the only time we had somebody like that on this fucking team.
I would just rather take my chances with somebody that isn't an all NBA player right now, but is young enough and willing enough to possibly develop into that, because I know that Ben Simmons isn't. That's where I'm at. I would rather take my
agree with
chance.
that.
You know what I mean? I'd rather take a chance, because the process in itself was all about taking chances. Joel Embiid was a huge chance. You know what I mean? You had a kid who's only been playing basketball for 4 years with injury issues, and he turned into one of the top 5 best basketball players in the world. You know? It was all about taking chances.
How's this for a mind fuck? If and when we trade Ben Simmons, the process for all the failure and everything that we went through got us Joel Embiid, and that's it.
No, it got us other stuff. I mean, it's just the process. It's just,
The process
we
lives
let-
and dies with Joel
we
Embiid, I
let the
feel
shit
like.
slip out of our hands, and we made bad
And I-
moves. And
and
the
the
NBA
process-
fucked the process. Adam Silver came in and literally broke the process up single-handedly. And I got to watch Oklahoma City and Detroit and a handful of other teams intentionally sit and buy out their guys that were winning them games so they could intentionally lose basketball games while Adam Silver sat there with his arms crossed. Like, this is fine. Yeah, so that's a whole nother. I could write a fucking a thesis on that.
You should, and we should
Process.
post it on the thesis process.
is not a success
The process thesis.
until they win it all.
But the
I'll
process.
die-
When
I
you
will
look at
die
the
on
moves
a
that were
hill.
made around the process,
It's like
it
the
did get us
Sandlot when
more
they all
than just
start
Joel Embiid.
disappearing.
That's good.
Yeah, that is.
I gotta get off in a few minutes.
No.
I just want to make one quick point just to get away from Ben Simmons and our frustrations for a second and frustrate us in a completely different way. Yet again, the Philadelphia Phillies.
Is it about
have
Philly sports?
historically bad bullpen. I
Yeah, we
just
haven't
saw
talked
the
about
other
that at
day
all.
that the Phillies have lost now 10 games where we had the lead in the 7th inning or later. So congratulations to the Philadelphia Phillies for not finding a way to improve our bullpen whatsoever. So congrats.
The
Oh,
Phillies
wait,
are
dude.
Ben Simmons.
When we lost that 13 to 12 game, something happened in Major League Baseball history that never happened before.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
I told you that, Dan.
We
yeah.
lost. A team lost a 5-run lead and then a 4-run lead. Is that what happened?
Both teams had a grand slam, and also there was a 3-run homer in the
3-run
game.
home run.
That's the only time it's ever happened in MLB history.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, except for that we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Figures.
And I work for my job is based in Washington, so there's some Washington fans out there. I like to throw them the Bryce Harper gif where he's waving once in a while. But then they always have shots fired back at me because Philly sucks. So I'm just like,
Well,
yeah,
at least
whatever.
you let them know that their team lost to a team that got beat by the fucking that employs
I let
Ben
them
Simmons.
know all the time that, hey, they can talk shit all they want, but I'm not going to let them talk
Right.
shit.
Your basketball team got beat by a point guard that doesn't shoot.
They don't fucking watch basketball.
And your football team doesn't have a name.
I don't think there are such things as fans of the Washington Wizards. I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think that happens.
Bring back the Bullets.
Yeah, there's probably more fans of the Bullets than there are of the Wizards. Right now, I'm saying, currently.
They haven't been a team in 25 years, and
All right, boys.
Oh,
I think
wait,
that's
hold on.
about it.
Brendan has the child done the xenomorph thing yet, where you see their little hands in the belly?
No, it looks like remember that scene in Conehead where she told him that she was pregnant and he just saw like come out, like move around on the belly? That's what it's like.
Really? That's kind of creepy.
Did it take control of Jess's body and say the words, die?
No. I like
Were you like, we can have peace? And Jess was like, you were like, what do you want me to do? And Jess was like, die.
She's like, peace.
Peace.
No peace.
Did that happen to Blanc? Did that happen to Serena?
Yes.
Or did it happen to Kat? Where you saw like, no, I'm talking about the xenomorph thing.
Oh, I thought
Where
you
you
were
see
talking
the-
about the Independence Day thing.
No, not the
No.
thing.
All right, boys. It's getting
I don't
late.
remember.
It's late. It's
Yeah,
a long
I'm
fucking
ready
show.
to fuck
Nice
out of
to
here.
go off, man.
Had a
We
little
got it
argument.
off pretty well there, guys.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. And everyone, did anybody
Blanco, don't
watch?
forget to cut the trade Ben Simmons for Markel Fultz and put it on the TikTok for our
Yes.
Gen Z viewers.
Yes. Remind me in text because I'm not going to
I
fucking
will.
remember anything that just happened just now.
I will.
All right. All right, boys. Well,
Love you guys.
if anybody watched, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week with more misery. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Good night to everyone not named Ben Simmons.
Yes. Bluebirds. Later.